Top floor of the condo, staring at the city. My life is like art. I'm living out my lyrics. My vision's explicit. My taste is exquisite. All I spit is dope, cause I used to. The streets is what raised me. It took a whole village. You never see me smile. I need you to take me serious, cause I ain't never joking. Point blank period. Say I ain't never joking. If I said it, then I meant it. Shout it, I'm vintage. It ain't a nigga like me. I like my guns quiet and I like my women feisty. I know you don't like me, so what, bitch, bite me. I'm kicking down the door cause y'all niggas ain't invite me. Honey, I'm home. I took a seat on the throne where I belong. The journey was off and long. I'm going at it alone. I got it, whoever wanted. I turned him into a donor. I put my work in the street. My cubicle was a corner. My brother was in the coma. I couldn't do shit to save him. I had to sit back and watch as the Reaper came back to take him. I wish he made it to witness how far I made it. Cake every day, we don't need a special occasion. I'm still gassing up, my ego then got inflated. Cause she ain't never read my name on no affidavit. Still, I move like I'm under investigation. All the carrots I done gave to my lady, no vegetation. Sorry, you asked me too many questions, I get evasive. Dr. Don tripping, you niggas testing my patience. Keep trying, you're not phasing them. Hard body vibranium. Shoot like I aimed at a hoop in a gymnasium. Real, still recognize real, and you an alien. The skeletons inside my closet could fill a stadium. I'm still shining on niggas, I feel radiant. You not who you are in your rhymes, you a plagiarist. Falling in this bitch, I'm the favorite for a daily pick. I just had a dream that I was broke and that shit made me sick. Here's what the tub told the toilet on some player shit. You might get more ass than me, but I don't take no shit. Steady mobbing with the carbon, got a laser kit. Money on your head, I put out more hits than Taylor Swift. Pistols flashing, lights, camera, action. Got my ears ringing, I might need an aspirin. My wife was spoiled brat, she wanna take a trip to Aspen, just so she can take a bunch of selfies in the cabin. I remember vividly when we ain't really have it. Food stamps below, we had to stretch it out and ration. A couple M's up and still not comfortable relaxing. Maybe that's a concept that I ain't truly grasped yet. I was moving pounds before they called them hashtags. Feeling like Lito with the trash bags, long lip pip.
And his opponent across the ring is the defending champion, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing purple trunks with white and gold trim, hailing from Ohio. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 20 wins, no losses, 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the undefeated Junior.
What's up with it, family? Old school Winston Lee in the building. What's good with you, family? I see you. Yes, indeed, man. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate you. Look at my brother Mark Wunderlich in the building. Mark Wunderlich in the building. What's good with you, homie? Utah definitely in this game, man. Salute to you. He say touch the like button, hashtag LDBC, hashtag Bomb Squad, hashtag Team Petty. If you know, you know. Salute to you. Shout out to the LDBC, man. You hear it. Salute to my sister Shaquilla Fields in the building, a.k.a. Gertrude. What's good with you, mama? I hope all is well. I didn't want to go over Gertrude's house any damn way. Salute to my sister Shaquilla. Yes. Yo, what's up? Man, yo, fans, though. Yes, Lord. Man, I hope all is well with everybody, man. I hope y'all had a good weekend. I hope you had a good President's Day. A good Monday for those of you all who are out working. Man, money calls, boy. When the money calls. Yes. Oh man, I kind of feel like I'm just like blowing the dust off this thing. Like, I gotta kind of, you know what I mean? I'm rolling my shoulders, rolling my, poking my chest out. You feel me? Working out some of the kinks. You know how old school They get up, you know what I mean? They get to moving around. They got to stretch their back. That's how I feel. Yeah. Mark Wonderlick said his 5th grandson was born last night. Yes. Congratulations, brother. I guess we better go on and get started, man. It ain't like I got a whole lot of time. I know I be trying to dance out of here, man. Every superhero needs their theme music, man. So we're gonna let it cook in the back. Salute to the family. Thank y'all so much for taking time to tune in. Really, genuinely appreciate it. This is The Truth on Boxing, brought to you by the Punch Junkie brand, man. Salute to the family. Y'all can be sure to go check out the Punch Junkie brand, www.punchjunkie.com. You can go over and subscribe to the Punch Junkie YouTube channel as well. Come join the Punch Junkie Network, which is the last place in the world for real fans of the sweet science. www.punchjunkie.network, man. Punchjunkie.com will get you there, though. Salute to you. Salute to my brother Joe Townsend in the building, man. He says, salute, Ken, folks. Salute to you, family. Yes, indeed. I hope all is well, man. I hope all is well. Man, salute to y'all, though, man. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate everybody, man. If I had a million tongues, man, I wouldn't be able to tell it all. Hold on, let me turn this off. I did this last time. I ain't gonna do it this time. Yeah, I ain't gonna do it this time. Yeah, I ain't gonna do it. There we go. All right. So salute to y'all, man. Thank you all so much, man. I wanted to get in here, man, real quick. I didn't do a response show, and yesterday I was, man, grinding, so I didn't get a chance to pop in here and talk about the Keyshawn Davis fight, man. I didn't get a chance to really talk about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't done no response videos or nothing, so I feel like I'm behind schedule. So I wanted to come in here, man, and chop it up. Of course, it's me, Junior the Truth. You can follow me everywhere via social media. I can be found with the handle Junior the Truth. That's JUNIORTHETRUTH, and that's over all the social media platforms, each and every one. If you're really looking for me, though, you can catch me over on the Punch Junkie Network, www.punchjunkie.network, the last place in the world for real fans of the sweet science, man. We want to talk about the new WBO lightweight heavyweight champion Keyshawn Davis, and what he was able to accomplish, man. He stepped up, he showed out, he dominated Denys Berinchyk, man, in their anticipated fight this past weekend, man, and he did it in spectacular fashion. I'm gonna in this episode, man, I want to break down you know, how it went down, how he got the win, what's next for him. And I'm going to give y'all my, you know, what could potentially be next for him. And then I'm going to tell you as a fan what I would like to see, man. And I'm also here to hear whatever it is that you would like to see from him. And I guess I could pose my question of the day and y'all can respond in the chat. What do you want to see next from Keyshawn Davis? What do you want to see next from Keyshawn Davis? Once again, we're going to go over his dominant performance versus Denys Berinchyk, which I don't really think anybody picked Denys to win. You know, it's just kind of is what it is. Also, we're gonna go over what's next for the new champion, big names, unifications, or stay busy fight. You feel me? Also, I'm gonna talk about, like I said, what I want to see from him next, and you know, I'm gonna offer my 2 cents as it relates to that. Salute to the homie Jared 11 Green in the building, man. I see you, family. So I'm excuse me, I'm definitely really interested in getting into it, man. I get so excited when it's time to talk boxing. So, but ultimately it is what it is. But before we do what we do, I got to do what I do. So let's get to it.
Oh, no, you didn't. Wait a minute. No, you didn't. Hey, Jay, come back here. Jay. Fool ass bitch, man. Jay. I need my money. Jay. Oh, you motherfucker. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you.
Shoe program. Shoe program. What's good with y'all, family? Salute to you. Man, let's go ahead on it. We're just gonna jump into it, man. I'm not gonna play around with this thing at all. Keyshawn Davis won the WBO lightweight title. And he is now world champion in just his 14th fight. So in 14 pro fights, he's become the WBO lightweight champion, which for those of us that don't necessarily make the connection, he is the WBO champion at 135 pounds. He won by 4th round KO. And basically how it happened was he dropped Berinchyk twice with brutal body shots. And he finished the fight at 1 minute and 45 seconds of the 4th round with another vicious body shot. You know what I mean? Berinchyk body, he gave out on him. You know what I mean? Berinchyk high volume style was completely neutralized by Davis's composure and his precise fighting, man, his precision. He was very composed. He was very precise. He really literally looked like he lived up to the moniker business because he was about business. You know what I mean? He was definitely about business. So over the duration of the fight, the way I saw it was rounds 1 through 2, Berinchyk, he came out aggressive, but he missed most of his shots due to just not being accurate. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really accurate. He couldn't really find the mark. So he was aggressive, but he was inaccurate. You know what I mean? Davis, he remained patient. He was countering selectively and he had pinpoint accuracy with his counters, man. He you never really know, especially Keyshawn, because a lot of us, we were introduced to Keyshawn as an amateur. And so the thing about it is, and there's not enough that goes on about there's not enough that's said about this. Amateur boxing and pro boxing is literally 2 different sports. It's literally 2 different sports. I know it's boxing, and they put on gloves and they're in the ring and they punch each other. And ultimately the objective is to hit and not get hit. But as far as the boxing scoring, the ebbs and flow, the number of rounds, so on and so forth, amateur boxing and professional boxing is really, really 2 different sports. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that I think, and this is a whole different conversation, because there is a lot of stuff within amateur boxing that is relevant, that prepares you for the fights. But then it's also a different sport. You know what I mean? It's similar to, how can I say this? Like, it's almost similar to like NCAA basketball, you feel me? Like college basketball and then the NBA. It's 2 different sports. You know what I mean? A lot of it is the same. It's the same premises, similar objectives, so on and so forth. But then when it comes down to it, you have players who are tremendously talented at the college level, but then when they get to the professional level, it's null and void. Then you have players who, kind of just were in college doing, whatever it was that they were doing in college. And then they get to the pros and they become outstanding, standout Hall of Fame players. You know what I mean? You have players who are in the Hall of Fame who went to schools that you never heard of. We didn't hear of them at all until they got into the pro ranks. You know what I'm saying? So it's from that capacity, boxing is very, very similar. But the thing that me personally, I don't lose sight of as a fan is the fact that amateur boxing and professional boxing are 2 different sports. They're 2 different sports. I think the best thing that an amateur, for me, the best thing that a fighter can get from the amateurs is definitely, of course, learning how to fight, like learning the X's and O's, you know what I mean, of fighting, right? Learning, you know what I mean, what it is to box, what it is to get hit, what it is to hit, how it feels to get hit, how it feels to hit. But the most important thing for me, I feel, y'all hold on 1 second. Y'all hold on 1 second. I need to take this. My fault, y'all. That was a. I totally apologize. That was a money call. And of course, you know, we got to answer when the money calls. Broke my whole. Oh, I was talking about the amateurs. So salute to Shawala, y'all. I see you in the building. DP Rocker, what's good with you, homie? So the thing that I think that you can take, Southside, what's up with you, homie? The thing I can think that you really truly can take from that boxers get in the amateur ranks, in my opinion, is definitely what it is to camp, what it is to prepare, to prepare for competition, what it is to camp, meaning be in camp, the work and how to work in the camp, and then, how to make weight. I think those are things that are tremendous skills and attributes that fighters learn. And I think that fighters, a lot of fighters learn that when they have those amateur careers, because that's one thing that we rarely see. If I'm not mistaken, I had to think about it, but I do believe that those fighters who have extended, deep amateur pedigrees, I never really see them struggling with weight too much. You know what I mean? Of course, you're going to have isolated incidents here and there, but primarily just my overall sentiment is that when I see fighters who have a deep amateur pedigree, I really don't see them struggling to make weight. I really don't see them missing weight a lot. You know what I mean? Unless they're, some one of those isolated, incidents. So, but the amateur ranking and the pro ranking is two different things. And we've been watching Keyshawn Davis since the amateurs. And so I've been very interested to see how his game was going to matriculate into the pro ranks. You know what I mean? Into the pro ranks. And I'm not going to lie to you. I think Keyshawn he's getting better. He's getting better. So that was round 1 and 2. Round 3, Davis turned up the pace. He landed nearly 30% of his power punches. That's a lot. He landed damn near 30% of his power punches. Also, Berinchy's jab became completely ineffective and 0% accuracy, man. Like, I just start to see Berinchyk just unwind. I seen him unravel. I seen him come out of get out of options, because be out of options. Excuse me. And then in round 4, Keyshawn trapped him in the corner, man. He trapped him in the corner and went to work. Left hook to the body, and down went Berinchyk. You know what I mean? Then seconds later, another vicious body shot finished the fight, man. Got him out of there. You know what I'm saying? Got him out of there. As far as Davis's performance at this level, man, I got to give him a man, I got to give him a man, I'll give him a A, a B plus, a A. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be. I'm very bad with grading, man, because there's always room for improvement. You know what I'm saying? And it's always room for us to improve. Like, especially, I know when I grade myself, man, I always grade myself in it like if it's something I just totally outstanding, I'm like, yeah, it was a C plus B. You know what I mean? There's always room for improvement. You know what I mean? Always room for improvement. But I'm looking at it, and I'm like, all right, man, Keyshawn he proved that he belongs at that level, man. He proved that he is really, truly an outstanding fighter, and he is definitely one of them ones, man. He's one of them ones. And it's so crazy because we keep getting these, like, if you really think about it, man, think about how fortunate we are. Let me stop trying to sell y'all on it. And I'm myself. I look at the sport of boxing and I'm just like, man, we have some generational talents, man, all in the sport, all at the same time. And there's a chunk of these dudes that are in and around the same divisions and have been in and around the same divisions for the better part of about the last 4 to 5 years. You feel me? So I'm like, man, this is just, bro, when you have a Keyshawn Davis, you have a Shakur Stevenson, you have a Tank Davis, you have Vasily Lomachenko, you feel me? You man, like, bro, it's a lot, man. Like, it's a lot. And man, this is exciting time, man. This is an exciting time. You feel me? Like, this is really truly an exciting time, man. I'm not finna play no games with you. I think Davis had, of course, his elite body tech. He took out a tough veteran, a proven tough veteran who's a Eastern European fighter coming out of Ukrainian school of boxing, which ain't nothing to play with, as we all know. And he made easy work of him. And this is somebody who we just saw beat Emmanuel Navarrete, who, hey man, like these dudes are that dude, the Eastern European dudes, man, are just, I mean, excuse me, Emmanuel Navarrete was a fighter that a lot of people looked at him like, yeah, he is a problem for anybody in and around his divisions. And we saw Berinchyk go beat him. Salute to my sister, Nick J. She said, I wouldn't say generational talents for all these guys. You can't say that until they mix it up and separate themselves. I get what you're saying. But I guess what I'm saying is, if you look at it and you look at it with regard to their talent, you look at it with regard to the eye test, and you look at it with regard to um to did I say their accomplishments? But then also, now I will say, I think they're generational talents, but in order to prove who's the best of all of them, we got to see who. You feel me? We got to see them all mix it up. But I still think they generational talents. This is just no different than the Four Kings, right? We were at a point where we had the Four Kings and they mixed it up, and some lost, they won, they lost, but they were still all generational talents. You see what I'm saying? I think this era of boxing with these dudes, I think they have the potential to be that. I believe, because you look at Shakur is a generational talent. You look at Keyshawn. I believe that Keyshawn is a generational talent. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you look at these dudes, and Lomachenko is, he was a legend, you know what I mean, as far as, in amateur and then transitioning into the pros. You look at Tank and look at what Tank has done. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know people ain't rocking with Tank and all that. I get it. But at the end of the day, like, when you look at these dudes and you look at what they've accomplished, it's like, okay, you know what I mean? These dudes are extremely talented. You look at Dev, you know what I mean? Extremely talented. But when we look at it, right now they all do have they do have more work to do. Geechee Slow Meezy, what's up with you, homie? Salute the Big Dad's Contender, what's up with you, homie? So I agree that they all need to face each other for sure. But for me, the way I look at them, I do believe that they're generational talents. I believe that I'm trying to think. Yeah, I do believe that. I believe that. And I believe in and around that division, of course, we've had, Devin's not there anymore. You know what I mean? And Devin was undisputed. He's a generational talent. I try not to throw him in there because I like to separate him from, them dudes. Then you also have Andy Cruz in there too. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you got Andy Cruz in there, man. Hey man, like, it's some work in there. You got Teofimo in there still. You know what I mean? It's some work in there. Like, it's some tremendous work in there. So we gotta see. That's the moral of the story. We gotta see. But I think that this is a very exciting time for those people in and around that division. And I think Keyshawn has definitely put his name in the hat to prove that he's the best. You know what I'm saying? To prove that he is the best. Neek said, you said, who are the generational talents right now? You talking about all over the sport of boxing. That's a whole different show. You know what I mean? And I'll do a show on who I believe are the generational talents in the sport of boxing right now. You know what I mean? But as far as who's proven it in and around that division, let me see. To me, really, and I hate to do that because, like I said, I'm trying to distance Dad from that conversation because he's not there no more. Salute to Lala D. I'm trying to distance Dad from that 130, 135, you know what I'm saying, talent, generational talent, because it's really an unfair conversation, because I also believe that Albert Bell is the once in a generational talent, but they not letting him play in any of the reindeer games at 130, and he just moved to 130, or he's moving to 135. He'll have his official fight at 135 in April, I believe it is. You know what I'm saying? So There's a lot of work to be done there, but I believe that division is cracking, and I believe that we have generational talents there. I'm not coming off of that. I believe those dudes are generational talents. Now, we do have to see who's going to be the best, you know what I mean? And it's not looking good with Tank not fighting those dudes. It's not looking good with Teofimo not fighting the other dudes. It's not looking good with Shakur and Keyshawn saying that they never going to fight one another. Like, it's not, that's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for that. You know what I mean? So in the event that they don't ever fight, then it's like, man, we'll just never know. You feel me? But it still don't take away from the fact that them dudes is, and for me, when I say a generational talent, like you look at these dudes and it ain't nobody, they're in a different class than everybody else. They're in a different class. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all right. So what's next for Keyshawn Davis? What's next for Keyshawn? Potential opponents for his first title defense. We got some big names at play. You got Gervonta Tank Davis, of course. I ain't trying to. I'm not doing that with y'all, man. I'm not finna go all off on the tangent that y'all gonna be going off on and doing all that. I'm not doing that today. You feel me? Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I mean? That's to me, in my opinion, that's one of the biggest fights in the division. And as we all know, Keyshawn Davis has been calling out Tank Davis. You know what I mean? And there's so much that you can do with that fight from a marketing standpoint. It's ridiculous. But Gervonta Tank Davis versus Keyshawn, you know what I'm saying? Which is also Virginia versus Maryland, Baltimore versus Norfolk. That's something. And we know this fight ain't gonna ever, well, according to these dudes, they not gonna fight. You know what I mean? They're gonna duck one another. But I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't talk about it, and that is Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. And that is Keyshawn Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. I believe that fight is a technical masterclass, man. And I think that fight is one of the most incredible things that we probably see in the at least amongst the younger class of fighters. Teofimo Lopez, Tio's at 140, so I really don't want to do that. I want to keep the work at 135. Tio's time at 135 is coming on. As far as it being a grudge match, for sure, if Tio decided to move back down, that fight would be huge. It would be a huge fight. Depending on how they market it, because Top Rank is the masters of racism, marketing racism in the sport of boxing. We saw it this weekend. We saw them taking a jab at, or taking a stab at, trying to market the racism with the bananas and stuff that were sent, the bananas and watermelon that was sent to Keyshawn's hotel room. But ultimately, at the end of the day, depending on how it's marketed, that could be a real good fight. The problem is Teofimo Lopez doesn't have a huge following. He doesn't have a huge fan base for whatever reason. So I also think I'm gonna pull a name out the hat that I'm gonna tell you I wouldn't mind seeing him in the ring with Keyshawn in the ring with, and that's Michelle Rivera. I would love to see him in the ring with Michelle Rivera. If Michelle Rivera, I know he went up to 42 if I'm not mistaken, but if he came back down to 35 for that contest, I think that would be a huge fight. I mean, a huge fight. I think it wouldn't be a huge fight. That would be another fight that could be showcased in Virginia. They could sell out. They could sell out in Norfolk again. You understand? Or they could sell out in Virginia again, and it would be a huge fight. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be a really, really good, entertaining fight, I believe. As far as who's in his rankings, man, I don't really see anybody I want to not in. They got the WBO has Pitbull Cruz he's ranked at like number 6. That's probably about the only one I see. Let me think over here. I'm looking. Okay, if that Frank Martin fight might be decent. You know what I mean? If Frank Martin was able to get a shot for the WBO at Keyshawn, if they were able to make that happen, that would be, I think, another huge one. We'll see. But all right, I'm about to. It's all right, man. I ain't finna play with y'all no more because I got to get ready to go. Okay, so I'm gonna stop playing. Let me see. Lala D said now T.O. is telling Keyshawn to make sure he takes his potassium as in banana. He really enjoys being called a racist. To him, it's better than being the nobody that he is. Laugh out loud, man. It's silly, Lala. It's silly. It's silly, 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 silly. Shaquila says jacked up. Key will fight anyone. I think T.O. would move to Honduras. You don't want no parts. All right. I'm gonna give y'all who I want to see Keyshawn Davis fight next. So we could bicker. I ain't got time to open up the phone line, so I can't do it. I ain't got time to bicker with y'all, but we can bicker. We can just bicker in the chat, and then we can continue the conversation after this. Beyond this, those of y'all who are on the Punch Junkie Network, we can argue over there on the Punch Junkie Network. Bear with me. I want to see Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz next. 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 That's what I want to see next. I want to see Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz next. I want to see Fight World TV. What's good with you, homie? I want to see Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz next. Like, man, I'm going to say it again one more time. This is why y'all think Andy Cruz made the poster. Huh? Why y'all think I put Andy Cruz on the what? Why y'all think I put Andy Cruz on the poster? I want to see Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz next. No, not on the undercard. Main event. That's a main event fight in Norfolk, Virginia. Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz next in Norfolk, Virginia. Do you know how many? You know what numbers they would do? Do you know what numbers the numbers they would do? Oh my God. Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz, his arch nemesis, next. That's what boxing needs. Boxing needs that fight, man. We, the boxing fans, that's the fight that we need. We need that fight, y'all. This ain't even no question. Andy Cruz, I know in the WBO rankings, Andy Cruz is number 15. Wah, wah, wah. You feel me? I know. Andy Cruz is number 15. Wah, wah, wah. I get it. You feel me? Okay, I got it. Is that it? He's number 15 on the WBO. Andy Cruz versus Keyshawn, with Keyshawn being number 15 on the WBO. That'll be a reason we can't get that fight. However, Andy Cruz is ranked number 1 with the WBC. Andy Cruz is ranked number 3 behind Floyd Schofield for the WBA. He is ranked number 3 with the IBF, which I feel is one of the more accurate. You hear me? It's one of the more accurate joints. Right now, we know Vasily Lomachenko he got one foot on the banana peel, one foot, the other foot on retirement. You see what I'm talking about? And we understand that Abdulaev is number 2. So we could possibly, if they come on and get up off of that thing and stop playing no games, and could we get Abdullah, is that his name? Abdulaev versus Andy Cruz for the IBF title at lightweight? And then could we get that in 2025? And then could we come back? Could we double back? Could we double back around December? And then could we get Andy Cruz, who would be the IBF champion, versus Keyshawn Davis, who's the WBO champion? Could we get that in the unification bout? Is that possible? Could we get that? Could we get that? Could we get that? My sister Y Sports Betting, what's good with you? Yeah. Yeah. Lala D said, and Keyshawn is my boy, but he had weird energy when Andy went to shake his hand. I still got keto. Hey, it's a lot of people that picked up on that energy and said, hey man, it seems to be a little bit weird. You feel me? You know, I heard Keyshawn say, man, we Davises, we ain't got no daddy. You feel me? Then I heard Andy Cruz say he his daddy. He said he the Davis daddy. So I'm just saying, I want to see that fight next. I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick. My brother got married. My little brother got married. We were back in the hall, back in the back room, getting ready for his wedding. And the preacher came in there. The preacher who was marrying them happened to have the same last name as my brother and I. And so we're having an emotional moment, there or whatever, me and my brother. It's a silent emotion though, because my brother's getting married, similar to myself on my wedding day. Our father wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? Because our father passed away. You feel me? So our father passed away 3 years prior to me getting married, and then I don't know how long it's been, maybe hell, maybe 13 years, you know what I'm saying, until my brother got married. So we having our moment back there, right? Now I'm going somewhere weird with this story, so y'all bear with me, la. So we go to take the picture, and then they said our name, Lou Robinson. So the preacher said, "Oh, I'm a Robinson too," because my brother had to sign the stuff. And he said, Robinson. He said, "Oh, I'm a Robinson too." So the preacher, we went to take a picture, and the preacher went to put his arms around us and said, "Yeah, Robinson, these is my sons." The moral of the story is, we was about to whoop his ass. You feel me? Like wedding almost went sideways. You understand what I'm talking about? Wedding almost went sideways in there because somebody said that he was our daddy and we got a daddy. You feel me? So I'm just saying that if you ain't got no daddy and y'all the Davises and you said y'all ain't got no daddy, y'all don't know nothing about no daddy, and somebody's claiming to be your daddy, it should be a fight. That's all I'm saying. There should be a fight. Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz next, because he claims he's the pappy, and Keyshawn, it should be a fight. Me and my brother was about to whoop somebody for false claiming to be our daddy. We was about to get on his ass. I'm trying not to cuss. We about to fuck the preacher up. We was about to whoop his ass in there. So yeah, there should definitely be, Keyshawn should definitely fight Andy Cruz. But but y'all know I'm not just, this just ain't, I just don't be talking. D-Man Jr., what's good with you, homie? I see you. I don't just be talking. I'm gonna give y'all my 5 reasons. I'm gonna give y'all my top 5 reasons why Keyshawn Davis, I'm gonna give y'all 5 reasons and a bonus why Keyshawn Davis should fight Andy Cruz next. First and foremost, they got unfinished business. Andy Cruz beat Keyshawn Davis for the Olympic gold medal, their Olympic gold medal match, and I believe they met 3 times in the amateurs. And I believe that Andy Cruz won all 3, if I'm not mistaken. So there are people who believe that Andy Cruz has Keyshawn Davis's number. Now I just told y'all, you know what I mean, that I feel that amateur versus and pro is 2 different games and so on and so forth. But I think that this is a good opportunity for Keyshawn Davis to prove that there's a difference between amateur boxing and professional boxing. You see how I set that up? Do y'all see what, those of y'all that have been listening since the beginning of the show, y'all see what I just did there? So I think this is an excellent opportunity for Keyshawn Davis to prove that you have amateur boxing, then you have professional boxing. We do know that, excuse me, that Andy Cruz had a amateur record of 135 wins and 9 defeats, and he had 10 knockouts during his 135 win record. You feel me? He went on a tear. as an amateur. I really want Keyshawn Davis had a record of 78-13 as an amateur, and he had one knockout as an amateur. His last amateur fight was his split decision loss in the Tokyo Olympic Games versus Andy Cruz, and that was in 2021. I believe that was that August. I think that was August 2021. Yes, August 8th, 2021. Actually, yeah, he had Keyshawn's number. Lala D said, "My boy didn't change though." Salute to my sister Lala D. My boy didn't change. So that's the first and foremost. They got some unfinished business. Salute to my brother Jab Jamboree in the building. What's up with the big act? They got unfinished business. So reason number one why I want to see Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz next is they have unfinished business. It's a rivalry. It needs a resolution in the pros. They got to resolve this rivalry. They can't get along, so let's get it on. And it needs a resolution. Reason number two is he got to come out here and he got to prove what Lala D just said. Yeah. He got to come out here and he got to prove what Lala D just said. Lala D said, "My boy didn't change." He need to come prove it. He need to come prove it in the pro ranks. Come prove it. Come prove that you changed. I told you, come prove that the pros and the amateurs is different, because I heard him say that. Man, pros and amateurs is different. That boy can't see me in the pros. Okay, go prove it. If Davis dominates Andy Cruz, then he proves he's a different fighter than the amateurs. Then he'll prove it. He'll prove that he's evolved. He'll prove that the amateurs and the pros is different. He'll prove these things that we're saying. Reason number three is this is a high stakes matchup. I don't care what nobody say. This is a high stakes matchup. Both fighters are undefeated in the pros. Davis is the WBO lightweight champion. I've already told you that Andy Cruz is already in line for the IBF title, depending on what Vasily Lomachenko does. He's already there in line. He's also ranked number two or three. He's ranked in the top three in every one of the sanctioning bodies except for the WBO. And in the WBO, he's ranked number 15. But the other three, which is the WBC, IBF, and WBA, he's ranked in the top three. And he is in line. He's literally in line because he's number three. He's literally in line for Vasily Lomachenko's IBF title if Lomachenko decides to retire. Killer Cam, what's up with you, Cam? I see you in the building. Yeah. So this is high stakes. This is high stakes. Both of these dudes this is a high stakes. Both of them are very high profile. You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn Davis is more popular because he's been pro longer. He's over at Top Rank. He's fought on ESPN, and he's done a little bit more by way of social media. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, and he speaks English, so he's more popular in the American market. Yeah. D-Man Jr. said, to me, he got to prove Cruz ain't his daddy. You feel me? You got to prove it. You got to prove it. Number four, reason number four is the fan demand for the fight in boxing history. Because I said that fight and ain't nobody in here disagree with it. Everybody like, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. We probably need to go on and see that fight, bro. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Fans want to see this fight. Fans want to see this fight. We know Cruz is winning. He's 5-0 right now. I think he might have had, if Cruz actually might have knocked out his last two opponents, I think maybe. No. He went to it. Okay, he got one knockout in his last two knockouts in his last four fights. Okay. So he's 5-0. He got two knockouts. I'm tripping. He got two knockouts. Yeah. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to hear nothing about man, he only got 5 fights, because it's null and void when you start dealing with these fighters who have an amateur pedigree. And he has damn near 150 amateur fights in which he won 135 of them. He only lost 9. You understand what I'm saying? So he has 134 amateur fights, and he only lost 9 of them. Or excuse me, 144. And he lost 9 of them. He won 135 out of 144 amateur fights. So I'm not trying to hear that. When Vasily Lomachenko turned pro, he had a world championship title fight in his second fight. Cruz is 5 fights in, he's undefeated, and he's proven that he's in a different class than the fighters he's been fighting against. Period. So it's time for him. This is a high stake. This is a high stakes fan friendly fight, and we looking for it. We want this fight. And this could be one of the biggest lightweight rivalries of the new boxing era. As we've said before, we talk about all of our Hall of Fame fighters, all of the fighters that we love from the history of the sport. What happened? Everybody had a rival. Everybody had a rival. Now we're putting ourselves in line to have another rivalry. This could be the next great rivalry in the sport of boxing. But this could be the rivalry where these dudes actually fight in the ring instead of fighting on Twitter. Instead of fighting in social media, these dudes could actually fight in the ring, and we might actually get a trilogy of this. We might actually get a trilogy of this. So yeah, man, that's number 4. You know what I mean? Number 5, I hate to say this, but the time is running out on this fight. Keyshawn already said he ain't gonna stay at 135 much longer. We know that when he goes to 140, Cruz ain't gonna go up to 140, at least not at the same time as that. And then Davis, we know he's big. He could easily end up at 147 and Cruz still be at 135. You know what I mean? Similar to Dev is at 147 now, and Shakur still at 135. Tank Davis still at 135, fighting 130-pounder. You feel me? Like the time is running out. So we need to see this now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to see this now. And that's my reason, number 5. You know, I mean, number 5 is the time is running out. If this fight is going to happen, it's got to happen right now. You understand what I'm saying? Fight World TV said, I believe Keyshawn wins against Cruz. I want to see it, bro. I believe I want to see it. I believe I want to see it. That's a fight. I ain't going to lie to you. I would ride. I'm cheering for it and rocking with Keyshawn. But that's a fight where I would watch everything. I would watch the whole build up. I would watch all accesses or whatever behind the scenes, the fight camp. I would watch all that. I will be watching the interviews. I will be watching the press conferences. I will watch their interactions with one another. I will watch their stare downs. Like, man, I'll be locked in for the whole kit and caboodle with that fight. Period. And then I said I was gonna give y'all a bonus, and y'all got to listen to my bonus. And you choke on it. My reason number 6, or the bonus for why I want to see Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz next, is very simple, and that bonus is Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield. If we can get Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield, you out your rabbit ass mind if you think that we ought not get Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz next. If we can get Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield, you are out your rabbit ass for Shakur's title, then you are out of your rabbit ass mind. Y'all hear me? You out of your rabbit ass mind if you believe for 1 second that we ought not get Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz. I'm going to say it one more time. We got Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield, who was ranked number 13 in the WBC rankings. We got Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield for the WBC lightweight championship this weekend. That's my reason number 6. If we can get that fight, then surely we can get Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz next. Surely we can get that fight next. That's it. I'm not finna argue. I mean, we can argue, we can bicker, whatever y'all want to, but at the end of the day, that fight should be next. I'm not, and I really don't want to hear nothing. It ain't looking like Tank want to fight him. You know what I'm saying? It's time to just be real with it. It ain't looking like the Tank fight gonna materialize. It don't look that way. You understand what I'm saying? Tank already talking retirement and so on and so forth. So it's not looking that way. It don't look like we finna get that fight. That's just the truth. You know what I mean? If to thine own self be true, we not finna get that fight. So if we're not getting that fight, right, then I want to see Andy Cruz. He's not going to fight Shakur. Keyshawn and Shakur are not going to fight. They already said that, right? So not going to get Tank, not going to get Shakur. Vasily Lomachenko is 1 foot in retirement. Lomachenko not finna come back and fight Keyshawn Davis, bro. Vasily Lomachenko come back and fight Jadir Herrera or somebody. You feel me? Maxie Hughes or somebody. He not finna come back and get in there with Keyshawn Davis. So that is the 3 unification bouts for 3 potential unification bouts for the 135-pound division is absolutely not gonna happen. Which goes back to Nick J's point of these dudes gotta mix it up in order to prove that they're once in a generational talents. And now when I just said that, and I really think about that, the fact that there's not, according to what these dudes say, a unification bout is not on the horizon for nobody in the division. So yeah, I agree with her. We got to see who's gonna be the once in a generational talent. We got to see. So since none of those are happening, then the next big fight at 135, in my opinion, if it's not gonna be a unification bout with any of them dudes, which is not going to be, of course Bob Arum's not gonna put Vasily Lomachenko in there versus Keyshawn Davis. Just like he wouldn't put Manny Pacquiao in the ring versus Terrence Bud Crawford. It's not finna happen. It's not finna happen. So we might as well get the next best thing, which is Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is that next best thing. Let's get that rivalry cracking amongst the professional ranks. So the next fight that I want, to sum it all up, the next fight that I want to see is Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz for the WBO 135-pound title. The only thing that will make that fight bigger right now is if, once again, if Andy Cruz somehow, Vasily Lomachenko vacates the title, and you have Zaur Abulev versus Andy Cruz, and they fight because they're 2 and 3, and they fight for Vasily Lomachenko's IBF title. If that happens and Andy Cruz wins and becomes the IBF lightweight champion, the only thing that will make this fight bigger is if he does that and they fight in a unification bout at the end of the year. In which case, if Keyshawn, if that fight is potential, then I'm cool with Keyshawn getting in there versus anybody in the top 15. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody in the top 15. Except Abdullah Mason. You feel me? Except Abdullah Mason. But I would be A-okay if Keyshawn went in there and fought Sharif Quay. You know what I mean? Sam Noakes, Raymond Mortala or something. Angel Fierro, something like that. If they're going to fight at the end. But other than that, I want to see them dudes fight, and I want to see them next. I ain't even finna play no games with you. I got to go. I got to go pick up my children. Salute to y'all, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, Davis versus Andy Cruz needs to happen next. It's a fight that settles their rivalry. It's a big money fight. They have it in Virginia. It's gonna be crazy. You feel me? They have it in Virginia. Also, they can pack the card out. Bozy Enos has a camp. He has a camp full of fighters that you can put on the undercard. You understand what I'm saying? You can have the Davis brothers on the undercard and fill it out with other top-ranked fight. Man, please. Man, that fight and that fight, to be honest with you all, that might be the best. That fight might be the best win in 2025 at the lightweight division. Because I don't really see who can Keyshawn fight and beat that would be a bigger fight than that, besides one of them dudes. I'm looking at the WBA. Like, I'm not sure nobody that Tank could fight in the WBA rankings. Nah, man. that would be the biggest fight and the biggest win at the 130 at the lightweight division of 2025, man. That's a huge fight, and it needs to take place. But salute to y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for taking the time to tune in, man. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate it. If I had a million tongues, I couldn't tell it all. Thank you all so much. Salute to everybody that shows love to the Black Gentleman Grooming Company. We do have a line of all natural handcrafted grooming products specifically with you in mind. So be sure to come check us out, www.theblackgent.com. That's www.theblackgent.com, man. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all. This is Junior the Truth signing off for the Punch Junkie presents The Truth on Boxing, man. I'm going to give you a daily reminder to view your life like a pair of dice. Until your life looks like a pair of dice, man. I'm Ohio-born, player-made. If you don't know anything else about me at the end of the day, I got to keep pushing, baby.
We offer the best grooming products for you. That's all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, your style, class, and luxury. We make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah, so get in style with the Black, yeah. Grooming company, to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. The Black Gentleman, yeah. Company, to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.